truly believe that Kyrie Irving has played his last game for the Brooklyn Nets. I'd be really surprised if Kyrie Irving returns. Maybe he does. Maybe Brooklyn decides to bring him back. But if you're Brooklyn, it makes no sense. After everything you've said, everything you've done, all your actions, what you expect Kyrie to come in and do, you know he's not going to do it. So why ride it out? And if you send him home, like, what's the point? You might as well buy him out, save the money, because if he's not going to play for you regardless, and not just that, but as long as he's on your roster, you're responsible. So anything Kyrie does, you're going to end up having to deal with, and you're going to end up having to answer questions for, and Kyrie's not even going to be there to kind of throw under the bus if you're the Brooklyn Nets. Not just that, but Brooklyn just won their first game. If they continue to win without Kyrie Irving, then they might look at it as like, all right, we need to get Kyrie off this roster, off this team. They also want Kyrie to go to like counseling and all kinds of stuff, and I just don't see Kyrie Irving doing that. Like, why? Why would he? Beyond that, them calling him unfit to be a Brooklyn Net, like, if that was me, I'd be like, all right, fine. Like, you guys enjoy yourselves. I'm out of here. And if he gets bought out, then I think the Lakers will take a shot on him. Now, I don't necessarily think the Lakers will get him like let's say Kyrie was bought out like today, right? I don't think that the Lakers are going to go run over and sign Kyrie. I think what'll happen first is Kyrie's got to do the whole Adam Silver thing. After him and Adam Silver have their talk, he's going to have to do a press conference because he's going to have to do a press conference regardless. He'll have that press conference. If you're the Lakers, you don't want, that press conference with the Lakers banner behind Kyrie Irving. Because if anything happens, if he says anything wrong or, gets blown up or whatever, you got to deal with that headache. So once Kyrie gets through all that stuff, which will probably be a couple weeks, I think that's when the Lakers say, okay, we'll sign him. You sign him to a prove-it deal. It'll be a vet minimum, $2.6 million, something like that. And then if he works out and he's great for the Lakers, well, then you could bring him in maybe on a short-term deal. Regardless, look, Kyrie's not going to have a bunch of options and a bunch of suitors, right? So if you're the Lakers, you're going to get him cheap regardless. He's never probably going to be a $36 million a year guy again. But let's say, because there is no guarantee that Kyrie gets bought out, right? Maybe they try to find a trade. I don't know who would trade for him or why a team would want to trade for him. But let's assume that he does get bought out. Let's assume that he does come to the Lakers, right? Again, no guarantees. But if that were to happen, what happens with Russell Westbrook, right? Now, personally, I would keep him and give him a shot, right? He has dominated off the bench. He has been great ever since he's embraced that six-man role. He's came out. He's looked like their best player the last 2 games, especially last game. Like last game, he was great in every capacity. Anthony Davis didn't show up in the second half. He had 2 points in the second half. LeBron, he's dealing with some ankle injury and some sickness. And I just think like you should just sit him for like the next week. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that with Russell Westbrook, you might as well keep him, right? Because if you get Kyrie Irving on a vet minimum deal, right? Like now, yes, you could trade Russell Westbrook, and I wouldn't be completely against it, but why not keep him and at least try to see if it works? See if Kyrie comes in and solves your scoring issue, because you don't have a defensive issue. Russell Westbrook has been fantastic defensively, so why would you just trade him just to trade him at that point? You might as well keep him, let him ride it out, especially as a sixth man. But if that was to happen, the Lakers are to keep Russell Westbrook, well then that just means we have too many guards. So what do? You got to move off of 2 of them. And I think Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn would be the odd men out, right? Have Kyrie Irving, you'd have Russell Westbrook, and you'd have Dennis Schroeder. That is perfect, right? Beauty of Kyrie, he could play on or off the ball if you need him to. Russell Westbrook coming as your sixth man. You got Dennis Schroeder, he could play the 1 or the 2. He's got some good size to him if you need to, and we're already running small. You have like Patrick Beverley playing shooting guard for the most part. So again, you can make it work. You have, your 3 guards. Not just that, but, you got to figure Kyrie probably missed some games. Russ has been a model of, just health and durability. Even the game he missed with, a hamstring or whatever, that was just the Lakers sitting him out just to sit him out. He wasn't hurt. He didn't even look hurt on the sidelines. So I think these 2 would be the odd man out. Kendrick Nunn has completely fallen out of the rotation. Patrick Beverley is great locker room guy and just a guy that, plays some solid defense, but he's been terrible for us. And we're not better statistically defensively when he's on the court. We're actually overall better in plus minus in every category when he's not on the court. And I get he's a locker room guy, but the Lakers are not good enough to have a Jared Dudley on this team. If we were great, we were say 6-2 right now, something like that. Yeah, keep Patrick Beverley. Why not? But I think at this point, Russ brings you a lot more in every capacity. Russell Westbrook brings you the defense. Russell Westbrook's number 2 in defense amongst point guards, and he's number 14 overall in the league. So that's great. I mean, he is playing legit defense. So he's better than Patrick Beverley defensively. He's providing more offensively, more playmaking, more everything. I'd rather keep Russell Westbrook over Patrick Beverley at this point. And he's also a guy that you have his contract to, move for other guys if you need to, right? So if it was me, you get Kyrie Irving, you package Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn, and you go get Myles Turner, right? I mean, that's one option. There are other options, and we'll explore some more because, why not? It's fun. But Myles Turner, he has publicly said he wants the Lakers to go trade for him. He said the Lakers need to take a hard look at a potential trade. So if that's the case, Kendrick Nunn and Patrick Beverley, their money lines up, and you could actually go make that deal. So take those two, take a first-round pick, go get Myles Turner, right? And then you're set. You're good. You got, think about it. You'd have Kyrie Irving, you'd have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Myles Turner, Russell Westbrook as your sixth man. This team would be disgusting. And if it doesn't work, like let's say like just the fit is clunky or there's something wrong, well, now you can just go move Russell Westbrook, right? You have one first-round pick. You got Russell Westbrook. You could go get, do the Hornets deal or the Spurs deal or something like that. You know what I mean? And get that trade exception. Now you just basically did a whole roster rehaul, and you're a legit contender. And a lot of those guys, if you were to do that, you'd have their bird rights on, so you could go over the cap. Kyrie Irving, like I said, is never going to be a $36 million a year guy. You basically will get him for whatever you want. So, let's say they sign him for like $15 million a year or something like that. Or there you go. You got that. You'd have Myles Turner's bird rights. You go over the cap for him. Go and get, if you did trade for anybody, go and trade for anybody. Or just re-sign Russ, right? Russ is never going to be a $47 million guy. He's probably going to get bench player money, which is anywhere from like 13 to 18 million. Let's say you get him for 15 million. I mean, you could have the same team for the next several years, even after LeBron leaves. You could still have Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Myles Turner. Like, you could be a legit contender for the next, 3-4 years at least, if not more. And it would all be low risk, high reward type plays. What are the other options? It's not like we're out here just lighting it up and killing it, and we're 6-2. Like we're struggling still. We had a 2-game win streak, which looked nice. Russell Westbrook has been fantastic, but LeBron doesn't look the same. Anthony Davis isn't dominant like consistently throughout an entire game. We need size. We need rebounding. Myles Turner, I'm not like huge on, primarily because injury history. He's not a great rebounder. He's a 7 rebound a game guy. But he does provide floor spacing. He does want to play center, like where Anthony Davis wants to play the 4. So you could have those two. You'd have probably the best, if not the best, front court in the league. So there are the pros and there are the cons. And my big concern has always been with the Pacers deal is like I don't think Buddy Hield and Myles Turner is enough to just completely turn around the Lakers. And there's too much risk with Myles Turner. The problem is with Buddy Hield's long-term money, you're stuck. You have no way out. So if it doesn't work, you have no options. But if you were able to get Kyrie on a buyout, and then on top of getting Kyrie on a buyout, you were able to then go trade for Myles Turner, now you're in a position to where like you can run the risk and it makes sense. And worst case scenario, you just let everyone go and you got the cap space, right? And now you just go try to rebuild your team around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I just think however you shake it, like that would be the best approach. That would be the way to go about it. And I just think you'd end up creating this like super team. But you'd still have ways to get out if it doesn't work. Because we've seen super teams, even with the Lakers, we've seen several super teams with the Lakers that just didn't work out. Egos and all kinds of stuff, right? Well, if it doesn't work out, you could always just cut Kyrie if you need to, or, take Russell Westbrook and that other first round pick and go, do the Spurs deal, do the Hornets deal, do whatever. The Hornets, they're going to have new questions because of the whole Miles Bridges situation. So, are they going to bring him back in? And the whole reason they wanted to do a deal is because they have to pay Miles Bridges and they have to pay LaMelo Ball following up and PJ Washington and all that. So, there's going to be options for the Lakers, which is good. But I don't know. I don't know for sure if Kyrie Irving will get bought out or anything like that. But none of this stuff is unrealistic. Like, this isn't like a pipe dream. Like, oh, you're just wishful thinking. Like, no, this could be a reality. Even Stephen A. Smith said that Kyrie Irving and Joe Tsai are done. And if we could get Kyrie Irving and Myles Turner on this team without losing Russell Westbrook, good luck. This team would be terrifying. Terrifying. Like, this team could compete. I don't think there's a team in the league that could beat us. Seriously, I think that would legitimately be the best team in the league. As long as everyone's healthy. Even with LeBron James playing the way he's playing and Anthony Davis playing the way he's playing, you're adding a guy in Kyrie Irving to a team that already has a top 5 defense. They're not great shooting. They still wouldn't be great shooting. But Kyrie gives you the problem is our offense. We don't have enough scoring. Well, Kyrie solves that problem. Kyrie's a guy that can give you 30 a game. We need size and rebounding. There's Myles Turner. Myles Turner comes in. You're basically adding like 40 points at least to a team that is struggling with shooting, and you're getting rid of 2 guys that are contributing zeros in the scoring column, and Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn. So you're basically taking 2 point guards that you don't need because you got like 10 of them now, and turning them into a center that could give you 15 a game, and then you're going and getting Kyrie who can give you 25 to 30. So you're talking 40 to 45 points a game that you're adding to this Lakers team. And Myles Turner will only improve the Lakers defense and shot blocking. And then Kyrie Irving, yeah, he's a liability defensively, but we got more than enough defensively to make up for him. We'll be fine. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think about this deal? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think that, I could see it happening? Would you be all for it? Like I said, I have a couple other ones that I want to explore that we'll dive into, primarily with the Spurs and stuff. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, this video, what do you think of Myles Turner and Kyrie Irving? Would you do it? Do you hope it happens? Do you not? However you feel, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below.